Yeah, very good.
There it is.
Yep. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's gonna be okay, bud. I am Ben Kissel at Ben Kissel1, hanging out with my dear friend Jerii Aquino.
Hello.
And Miss_Jerii, that's Jerii, and Kyle Ploof.
Lord have mercy.
Okay,
Oh.
at Kyle Ploof. Isn't that exciting? Lord have mercy on all of us, indeed.
Seriously.
Join the Patreon, patreon.com/diebud. Also, shoot us an email. Are you angry? Let us know. Do you have pictures of animals? Let us know. We have so many photos to show tomorrow on
Yes.
Instagram. Okay, so that would be okbudpod@gmail.com. A couple of things we have to clear up to start the show.
Okay.
Controversy. You know how we're very controversial.
We are controversial.
Medium. The word medium.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Here we go.
I understand that what we do, podcasting, radio, that's a medium. I thought you
Exactly.
were referring to the desk that we are going to get for our new studio as a medium.
No, we were referring to
Resin.
what we're going to be using on the table, which is a medium called resin. Almost like epoxy or like
Yes.
or
So now I'm confused again. So
Yeah.
it is a medium that is going to be the resin.
The resin is the meat.
the resin.
The
is
resin's the medium.
It's epoxy.
I'm more confused now than ever. I thought we were going to clear it up, and I didn't clear it up.
You got even more confused.
Also, we'll discuss what we discussed on OK Bud Politics yesterday.
Oh, God.
Well, there's a lot of Thunberg stands.
What did you guys say?
The internet's mad at us.
No, they're not. We have more support than ever before, and of course, that is the point of a political show: is to have a good old-fashioned debate. But you know, Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
I like her sister, Beta Thunberg. She's a musician, and she dresses all saucy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes,
Well, you're saying that you like her because she stays out of politics?
No, it just seems she seems authentic because they're both children of a very, very successful family, Melina Ernman and Svante Thunberg. So their parents are super successful because their mom, Melina, was an opera singer. So then Beta Thunberg says, you know what, I'm going to get into music too. So check her out. Anyway, we will continue that wonderful conversation on OK Bud Politics because there's nothing more fun than having our First Amendment rights
That's right.
in full effect.
I love that. And with my First Amendment rights, I will not be on said podcast.
Fantastic.
Also,
Yes. Let's go.
In AI's definition of the mediums in art, it refers to the material or technique an artist uses to create their work, which encompasses both physical substances like paint or clay or fabric, as well as the techniques like painting, sculpting, or even digital art.
Oh my God, my mind is blown. I'm like that emoji that looks like Hiroshima has taken off between that person's ears.
Whoa.
Whoa. So if you're a painter, your medium is the canvas.
No, if you're a painter,
It can
your
be.
medium. I guess it could be.
It
Yeah,
could
but
be?
it could be as in like what you're painting on. But I also like as a medium that I use for painting, I use oil.
Okay.
Some people use like acrylic.
Some people use charcoal.
All right. Well, I learned something brand new today, and hopefully y'all did as well.
And you use the radio.
I know. I can't wait. I've been emailing Sirius Radio nonstop, and they are really getting back to me in due time. We'll see. We'll be getting phone calls at some point.
Come back to me.
Hey, Jerii, I just want to say I think you're so pretty, and your voice is so good. Can't wait to get some of those. All right, let's start with a bit of an update. The New York City crypto torture suspects, apparently they are not really native to New York City. They're native to Kentucky, and Kentucky's a beautiful state. They have an estate there, and it is currently being raided by the federal government, the FBI.
Good.
So we'll see what they figure out when it comes to what was the involvement of the air quotes victim because I don't fucking know what to believe anymore.
I know, right? What the hell happened? And it almost seems like three friends in a fight at this point.
It really does.
Where it's like, dude, you said you were going to take the fall, but you're not really taking the fall very well, are
No.
you? Well, I'm not the one that was playing techno while I was trying to cook crack by force, quote unquote. Like, there's just, the plan is not really aligning.
It really isn't. And I do think techno might be to blame for all of this. I really
God,
do.
There could be so much that we could blame on techno.
Just day 12 of a drug-fueled sex binge, but then that techno hits, and it might drive you mad.
It will drive you mad.
Yes, according to the ATF, they say there's an operation going on. They say ongoing violent crime investigation in conjunction with New York Police Department. Kentucky State Police provided tactical assistance that involved the service of 2 court-authorized warrants. As this is an active and ongoing investigation, we ain't able to comment, but you know for a fact those Kentucky cops are looking at those big city New York cops being like, y'all can get the heck out of here. And then New York City cops say, I'm sorry, why don't you just go back to figuring out who sniffed the wrong pie at Miss Paulie's Deli?
Yeah.
Because you ain't needed here. This is a big boy murder investigation or
Yeah.
kidnapping investigation.
This is our jurisdiction, bucko.
It's our jurisdiction now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always was.
So that's why the Kentucky people are just kind of there, just kind of looking at them, all the FBI and the New
they're-
York NYPD
as-
doing work.
So NYPD is busting into the house in Kentucky doing the raid?
Yeah, the ATF is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the NYPD is like there, and I think the ATF is probably talking
So
more to them.
NYPD got like some paid, like all expenses covered, kind of like a trip, like a
field
work
trip.
trip. Yeah.
To Kentucky.
Since when do like local beat cops get work trips like that?
I guess it happens every now and again. If
Since some
a-
asshole transplants from outside the city started causing trouble in their neighborhood.
Yeah, I get.
Whoa.
Well, that's okay.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Wow.
It's a lot.
He's got to go hang out with his aunt and uncle in Bel Air.
Right.
Suppose so.
Indeed. Also, a small update on R. Kelly, who we talk about here or there. He says he's in immediate danger because Nazis are trying to kill him.
Oh.
Which is possible.
But I thought he did so much to get the Nazis to be on his side. Didn't he like sell T-shirts for them or something?
Well, apparently he's really pissed off this guy who's terminally ill, and he's also a member of the Aryan Brotherhood. So he got him all mad, and then
R. Kelly.
Yeah, that was
Kelly.
Kanye.
Oh, yeah, I got him mixed up
Whoa.
with Kanye. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
Not very woke of you.
Yeah.
so the alleged plot was to play out where they were going to kill Kelly, but they never did that. But nonetheless, Kelly is like, yo, the Nazis are going to try to kill me. So anyway, that's happening.
Oh no, what are we gonna do?
What are we going to do?
Maybe,
Yeah.
You don't know. Maybe.
So, but R. Kelly was informed that, hey, they're trying to kill you. So he was able to live.
That's
He was able to wiggle out of it, piss his way out of it.
Listen, I don't want him to die. I want him to wiggle and piss his way out of almost getting murdered for the rest of his days in prison for like a long, long time.
Well, it's a fantastic defense mechanism.
Keep
just to urinate.
wiggling out. Yeah.
I like that idea of like he's on the bottom floor and they're surrounding him and then he just pisses so hard he goes up to the second floor.
Oh, that would be
Piss
great.
rocket.
He floats up.
Yeah.
He Super Saiyan pisses. I think that might actually qualify him to be accepted by the Nazis.
It could be.
Oh, yeah.
His bald head just turned blonde somehow.
Yeah, I do wonder who has the longest and strongest piss stream in prison.
Girls.
Oh, that's true. That's buckshot. That's that's your Dick Cheney.
For
That's your
sure.
shotgun.
It is a power hose.
Yeah.
We can really turn that on from sprinkler to just tsunami in seconds.
Twist the nozzle.
No, I
Yeah.
heard it. I heard it was squirt. They're squirting.
Drip, drip. Is it safe here? Is it safe?
How'd they get out? How'd they leave here?
Asparagus?
It's all the ammonia.
Asparagus.
It ate the walls.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, maybe that's like a thing they could try.
What, asparagus acid piss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it going. Maybe they could sneak a cat in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably are allowed to take care of cats in a recovery program. Yeah. No more acidic foods served at dinner. They're pissing their way through the walls. Well, speaking of food, we're getting close to July 4th.
Oh, we are.
It's going to be it's going to be interesting this year.
Speaking of freedom.
Yes, freedom.
Oh my God.
And you recall Joey Chestnut got into a massive feud with the people at Coney Island last year and was not a part of the July 4th celebration.
Why? And that was because he did like a vegan ad or something.
Yes, because he pissed off Major League Eating, which is real, by doing something involving vegan meat.
Yeah, and then they were like, "How dare you grass eater!"
Which is one of the most offensive things you can call somebody.
Yeah.
But it looks like he might make his return this July 4th back to Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Damn, they squashed their Beyond Beef.
Ooh, I love that. According to TMZ Sports, so that's how fat we are as a nation. This is a sport. They are told that the 16-time champion is doing his best to get back and get it done this July 4th. Hopefully they can put whatever issues they have behind them. They say MLE and Jaws, that was the name of the company. Jaws and MLE had beef over his impossible contract. That's what we were talking about just there. As Jerii said, impossible meat. Well, how am I eating it? Don't seem that impossible to me. But anyway, they say they're a rival brand, but now they are trying to hold hands and work together. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, they have to.
Very nice.
It's just two different teams. Who cares?
Why don't they just do a like a vegan hot dog? Well, I guess you can't really do the option because then it would change the game a little bit, maybe. But maybe one competition with vegan food, it would be fine. I don't know.
I guess it's so dumb that this is even an issue. I just feel like it's so condescending again for like this first world country problem. to
Yep,
be like,
it is.
Eating is a sport here in the middle of like we're in the same planet where people are starving. And do they even like give any percentages of this like food to any proceeds for people that are UNICEF or someone that can?
No. And that is one interesting thing. We should be pointing out what's going on in Sudan and Myanmar.
I'm just saying, like maybe like for like every hot dog that he fucking takes down, like
you give a hot dog.
They give a hot dog.
But then you could have what happened when UNICEF gave free rice to a lot of African nations, totally destabilized their economy because no rice farmers were no longer needed. Everyone was on the teat of UNICEF, and it really actually led to a lot more devastation and hunger.
Well, would it be pigeons? No one said to throw rice at them. I said food. Jesus Christ, let them figure out what they're already farming and to be like, oh, let's supplement what they don't have.
There you go. I agree.
Whoa.
Boom. I love that. Fantastic.
Helping math.
You can't grow hot dogs.
You
got to make them. That's a great point. Solid point.
Oh my God.
Indeed.
That's not what I meant, but okay, sure.
I love it. All right. Well, speaking of food, Texas. We talked about how they outlawed weed and now they're forcing the 10 Commandments in the classroom. They've also, strangely enough, just legalized shooting sheep from a helicopter as sport.
They just legalized what?
So you can go up in a helicopter and then you can shoot a bunch of what they're calling invasive sheep. So apparently these sheep are they're trying to get into the Capitol and they're trying to storm the Capitol and they're trying to overthrow an election. Isn't that interesting?
So they're just like taking like AK-47s and being like, this is what you get for being a sheeple. Don't fall for this shit. This is how they're getting back at. Who are they getting back at with this?
They're really mad at the sheep.
This is happening there. Also, my uterus isn't allowed.
No, not full.
Unless it's just doing exactly what it's told at all times.
Yeah.
Reproducing.
Yeah, get a baby in there.
Yeah.
Pop a little baby in there. Okay. And come back in 9 months. So, the Barbary sheep, it's a massive beast, and it's got large crescent horns, and it's got a mane that drapes from the bottom of their neck to their stomachs, and apparently they're real nasty. So now you can go up in a helicopter, and you can kill them along with hogs and coyotes with a AR-15 if you want to.
Wow.
It does sound kind of fun, but it also seems kind of pointless.
Yeah, it is pointless. What the hell? Why do they even have people to deploy to this fucking thing?
Well, this is straight citizen army against sheep. You never know.
You mean like a citizen can have a helicopter?
I guess
Or
so.
they can go on a helicopter ride.
they can go on a
and
helicopter
then
ride.
They're like, hey, I'd like one ticket to have this helicopter ride around Texas, please. And also, I'll be bringing my gun.
Mm-hmm.
And just let me know how much it would be that you can like stop in the middle of the sky if I see like a goat or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to like shoot it.
That's my only issue with all of this. According to
That's
West,
your only issue with all of this.
according to West Texas rancher, Warren, his name is Warren Cood.
Oh,
I love him.
I can say wear and tear.
No, it's Warren Cood, and I love Warren Cood.
God, I hope he's wearing pants.
Well, he's a Cood from a long line of Coods.
God.
He says everything has to be kept in checks and balances, and right now, the Odad, apparently that's the sheep, are very similar to feral hogs, and as we've talked about, apparently feral hogs are real big and they'll kill you.
Yeah, the javelinas.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so they're basically. So, did you see that? Remember that Instagram that you showed me where they had like where that guy was building different biomes, and he
Yes.
would introduce like one animal, but when that animal got out of control, he would introduce a predator
Yep.
to like control that population.
Exactly.
So essentially, they're like, oh, this goat population is getting out of hand. Let's introduce a predator, us.
Was that computer generated, or was that like actually somebody setting up like
That was real.
That
animal
was real. Oh,
Hunger Games?
Oh, that was real.
What?
He was playing God in his bedroom, dude.
Jesus.
With animals. I watched that entire Instagram page.
It was absolutely fascinating.
was
We should
so
tell people that
amazing.
Instagram page name at some point.
Yeah, we should find it.
I'll find it.
I'll look for it.
All right. So the large sheep's population has spread from Fort Stockton to the mountains of El Paso. And then Cood said their growing numbers have made it difficult for ranchers to manage their properties.
Well,
And
maybe they don't have enough border collies.
they need more border collies.
Maybe that's what they need.
You know what these sheep are also known as? And I think this might be a little racial, a little sheepish.
Uh-oh.
They're called fence jumpers.
Oh, that is.
Get them fence jumpers out of here.
Fence jumpers at. Well, what if? Okay, okay, hear me out. Like a sheep sanctuary place.
That'd be good.
Like like a shelter.
They'll get out. They're fence jumpers.
They're fence jumpers. But that's
jumpers.
even that stereotype is wrong. You know what they are? They're fence tramplers. They trample fences.
Oh,
You
even
think
worse.
If every citizen in Texas got one of these sheep, they'd be able to sleep better, and then maybe the city would thrive.
Oh, that would be so nice. Yeah, you're supposed to count these things.
Yeah.
I wonder where that started. So then Cood said, it's just devastating to our management practices. So anyway, if you got some aggression, don't go shoot up a mall. Don't shoot up a school. Don't shoot up any public event. I guess you can go to Texas and kill a bunch of sheep. But can he eat sheep? Does sheep taste good? I don't know. Well,
I don't care.
Also be
This
careful.
doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right.
it doesn't. Yeah, I don't love the idea of everyone in helicopters being fully armed to go shoot sheep. We're real close to a massive tragedy.
You can
Yeah.
send a bunch of eagles in there. Like this is the state of freedom.
Right. Introduce
Right.
like a predator.
Another animal.
They
for
pick,
real.
They literally pick them up, fly them up to the top of like mountains, and drop them off the side.
Well, that's
Yeah.
messed. Why do you want that for the sheep?
I don't want it. They want it.
Yeah.
I'm giving them ideas here.
Yeah.
According to Jason Sabot, he's a part-time resident of Forest Davis. He's been hit really hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said, I have been hit the hardest.
All my fences and walls are gone.
Yeah, really. He says, I've been hit the hardest by the ODAD.
What are the ODAD doing to him?
He says he typically spends the legislative session petitioning lawmakers on the behalf of child care providers. But this year, he said, fuck the kids. Literally. This year, he said, we're going to focus on the ODADs.
Oh, fuck them kids.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, usually I take care of children and I focus on children and I focus on providing care for them. But this year, we're talking ODADs.
But the sheep are getting out of fucking hand.
Yeah, well, we say we live in a patriarchal society. Why is it the O dad? Why can't it be the O moms?
Okay. Yeah.
Kayatola speaks.
The coyote.
Oh, that was almost Wokatola. That was technically Wokatola.
It was pretty, yeah.
And Wokatola is met with
Goodbye, Tola.
the vibe Kilatola. So, Sabo says, I'm looking at the hillside. It's covered in ODADs. And they're majestic. They're really cool creatures. But off to the side are two mule deer who are native. And the ODAD are physically displacing them. You better get, then the mule deer, you know what? Then you don't get to be there no more. Come on
Yeah,
now.
it sounds like natural selection to me.
I agree. And just so the Odads are
So
being.
the mule deer weren't annoying them.
No, I guess they like the mule deer, which sounds more annoying than the
Yeah.
Odad.
It really does. They're right. This looks really majestic. I would love to see these goats everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
what is it? What exactly is it that they're fucking with? Except for fences.
And mule deer. I don't know. Maybe if someone is more.
I'm waiting for like an example of something they're destroying or something like that.
Okay. Well, he says.
Okay.
His property. It is surrounded by conservation easements that people for decades, they've spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to protect. However, the Odad are able to spread diseases to other animals and crossbreed with the bighorn sheep. So the Odad is going to be fucking the bighorn sheep, and that might lead to an animal that is going to destroy everything.
Chimeras.
Daddy. Oh.
I love it.
Wow, it is. Wow, you said a nerdy thing.
Yeah, chimera.
That's cool.
love it.
Half one thing, half other thing.
Yeah.
Nerdatola.
There we go.
Nerdatola speaks.
I love it.
I like that.
And also, according to Cood, who is really an expert on this subject, he says there's no known predators to them in West Texas. To your point, Jerii, ship them in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, where are the velociraptors when you need them?
They say a coyote is not going to take one down. A lion.
Duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. But then he says a lion could take one down, but it's going to be a fight. So they're breeding faster than you can manage them with a straight hunt. So they got to get gay with it, baby.
Now we got to
God.
get rednecks in a helicopter to chop them
Literally-
down.
That's literally humans, though.
Yep.
Humans are crossbreeding a bunch. They're getting out of hand. They're everywhere.
Wow.
So maybe let's introduce some stuff. That's what's
Crossbreeding,
going
eh?
on. Yeah.
Humans are
Yikes.
cross-
Everyone's breeding.
Interracial relationships.
Shoot us an email. OkayBudPod@gmail.com.
I'm just
Are
saying-
humans crossbreeding too much?
Look, I'm not saying that's the problem. I'm saying the problem is that government tries to just introduce themselves as the predator to take out whatever population is getting overpopulated.
The
So this is just
crossbreeders.
a perfect analogy as
boy.
to what is happening right now in real life, people.
That's gonna
Not
be-
that this is the political show. I like goats.
That's going to be worse than anything I've ever said.
Oh, you fucking witch.
Yeah, that is true.
That's up there.
A U.S. Department of Agriculture study found that when done correctly, hunting hogs from helicopters has been successful in reducing the population by 31%. So that's what they're going to do with these sheep. But again, I say leave the sheep alone. To Jerry's point, I'm team sheep. They are beautiful sheep. And I'm sorry they don't have a predator because they keep on kicking fucking ass.
And
Yeah.
I am team crossbreeding. I liked what Kyle said, chimera.
That is true. That is true. But this is bullshit. I guess, I don't know. It costs $1,800 to go hunting.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts. According to this person named McKinney, they've been hunting for 17 years. They say they used to offer those hunts for $1,800, but now because of inflation, they're looking for several $1,000s. So this whole thing's just a fucking money grab. This ain't about the sheep.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't about the sheep one bit. McKinney says by the time you pay for a pilot, fuel, and gas for the helicopter to service to go up, you're not going to shoot babies, young rams, or ewes. You're up there for the trophy.
Yeah.
What if you just
Yeah.
killed? What if you only shot the babies?
Oh, God.
That'd be bad.
Oh, that'd be very bad.
I mean, guess technically that would kind of solve the problem.
Isn't that technically what Texas wants to do anyway? Make sure the babies are born? So
Well, that's true.
Pop, pop, pop.
Well, I don't know if they want to use them for that. You never know really what Texas is up to. So there you go. If you want to go up in a helicopter, be very careful. I mean, as we've talked about, helicopter crashes just seem to happen constantly. Also, if you are Cood, he's optimistic about the impact of hunting Odads by helicopter because he says at least for his fellow ranchers, it costs about $1,000 per hour to hire a company to hunt the Odad by helicopter. So then they say if they can get some help by eliminating some of the Odads and not have it come to their pockets, then that's a win-win. The law goes into effect September 1st. So have fun with it,
Wow.
folks.
Jesus Christ.
If you're in
literally sign up and they're like, yes, please help us take out these goats. Do you have something that could take out the goat? Come, I don't care if it's a slingshot. Get on on this helicopter.
Well-
We're going to try taking out these goats.
That's what I think. I think we need to go back to bow and arrow, have fun with it. Why
Yeah.
are we in a helicopter with an AR-15 when it's a goat? You got to knife, something cool.
A knife.
Man, you got to get in there.
Get up close.
Get up close. Anyone in the chat have any insight into actual hunting culture?
No, they just said I'm getting canceled.
Someone said Jerry's getting canceled.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Canceled being more famous? Is that what that means?
Oh, no.
All right. Well, speaking of canceled, there's a fella, and he is not good. And he is running wild in Queens, New York.
Not my Queens, New York.
And I swear to God, if he did this to you, you would knock his fucking ass out, Jerii.
Probably.
And he would be in a coma to this very day.
Well, at least flick him in the forehead.
This
You know?
would, well, I want to hear her thoughts. So a creeper is going up to random women and being like, "You got a spider on you."
No. Oh, absolutely not. In New York City, that would never fucking work. That would never slide anyway.
He is calling this a prank. However, he is then groping the women, pretending that they have a spider on their body. And apparently the spider is a booby spider and it wants to make booby bites or vagina bites because he gropes all of their private parts. And this is him. He's dressed fairly nice and he looks like a relatively handsome fella.
Oh, fuck this guy.
And fuck this guy. So he's an unidentified 25-year-old woman. She was walking on Astoria Boulevard. We've all been there. Beautiful, great restaurants.
Just live right there.
10:50 p.m. This guy comes up to her and he's screaming, "You got a spider on your body. You got a spider. Spiders all over you." Then he allegedly slapped her buttocks over her clothes and then he ran away.
Well, he killed
Oh
it.
my God. Don't,
He killed
Kyle,
the spider.
Kyle, this is no time for your antics.
We can't have 2 out of the 3 cancel. Well, actually, 3 out of the 3 cancel.
Christ.
Fuck.
What is that? You know what? Have you guys ever seen anyone approach me from behind and then I super freak out and I like immediately hit them without even That is why.
Yeah.
That is exactly why.
That-
Anytime anyone says something alarming on the streets of New York next to me, I'm always like, no, because it's usually some kind of a fucking ruse.
That's why I said this story. This man would be
This-
dead if you were still in Queens.
Bro, that shit would fucking not slide at all. I
Nope.
would be ready.
You are ready.
Yeah.
You are always
I'm
ready to the
always-
point where we are almost trying to work on it. We're almost trying to be like,
I
but
know,
we're
it is.
friends.
Yeah, I know. It's a little bit. It's a little. It's a good. This shit. This is
safe.
is trauma.
I want you to know that you're safe here.
And if you do have a spider on you, I'm not telling you.
I will tell you. I will say, Jerii,
Just
right
say it
there.
with your words. Say it with your words.
the spider is just like, don't fucking tell her, please. I'm just here momentarily. I'm just trying to get across town.
Just hold up 8 legs to his mouth. Shh.
Please, God, I'm scared
Dude.
shitless right now.
Walking through Times Square and then like one of those like
Oh my
those
God.
like Hello Kitties or Spider-Mans try to walk up to me
Yup.
and they're like, "Hey, do you want a photo?" I'm like, "Get the fuck away from me, Hello Kitty! Don't you
Yeah.
fucking try it!" I'm not
Hello
playing that game.
Hello Kitty is a 50-year-old man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I know that. And also that
Exactly.
guy, doesn't matter how handsome he is.
I agree. So later that same night, another gal, she was walking near Newtown Road, approached by the same dude. "You got a spider on you. You got a spider on you." Then he grabbed her buttocks and vagina over her clothing.
Oh my God.
And then he just booked it away. He looks like he's so skinny and scrawny and such a little bitch.
I can't tell you. This is just, it's just PTSD just ringing in my brain. Walking down the sidewalk, guys walk too close to you, you look at their hands. You immediately look at where their hands are going, especially if they look at you. You don't let things slide.
I mean, I have lost my New York mind. I'm like because yes, in New York,
Street smarts.
I've lost it. I think if I went back to New York right now, I jump in front of the subway, being like, "Is this how it works?"
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. I'm
all
always afraid
fucking
that goes down on me too, which is why I always try to stay on my toes.
Fucking fat because I'm not in New York.
That's not true.
Yeah, because New York,
you walk a lot.
all the time. And you walk upstairs, and you're always running.
I left New York.
Yeah. I know, but you work out. Also, I don't know what they're putting in that fucking my cereal, but it's good.
It's called sugar.
Yeah. I'm still eating the little ones that you don't like.
The bottom
The
of
Fruity
the cereal
Pebbles.
bowl, but in like an entire bag.
But I'm mixing it with sherbet, and the nice thing is, no fat.
You're mixing cereal with sherbet?
Sherbet?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
In milk?
No.
No,
You're using
no,
sherbet as
no.
the milk?
Yeah, sherbet is the milk.
Sherbet is the mixer.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
This man really has been smoking weed for like a month.
It's getting.
Some pothead creation right there.
Yep. And then today I'm trying to figure out where's that smell coming from in my refrigerator.
Oh no.
Old turkey.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it was old turkey.
Yeah. You got to make sure you throw out the things in the back.
But then I found I
Not
threw
the liquor.
No, there's no liquor in there.
No,
I
I
think
know, but
you might have a couple of buds in there.
Oh, maybe. Isn't there a whiskey called Old Turkey? Or am I making that up?
Oh, you're talking about wild turkey.
Oh, Wild Turkey. That's what it was.
Yes,
Wah, wah,
of
wah.
course. You're thinking old. You mixed Old Crow and Wild Turkey.
I
together.
did.
You did.
And Old Crow is the one we used to steal from my friend's dad because it had like dust on it. It
Yeah,
was never
it's
used.
the well.
And then we would replace it with like, shaken up Diet Coke. I don't think he ever noticed.
Shake it up, Diet Coke.
You don't even have to put Diet Coke. You just put water in there.
Yeah,
The
you can put
bottle's
water.
already brown.
Yep, that's very true. I guess we went the extra mile. All right. Well, speaking of animals and Kentucky, we are spending some time in the South today, boys.
Flyover states.
So revenge, right?
Boy, do I.
And-
I spent a lot of time cooking it up in my brain and
Right.
absolutely no time executing it. But I think hard about it.
I know, same. What would be your favorite? What kind of revenge? I would just want someone to be sticky 24/7 and them not be able to not be sticky and not know why.
That's funny. I was going to say the old everything in Jell-O prank.
That's great.
And I mean everything in Jell-O.
Yep.
The people who have wronged me, I don't wish horrible things on them. I don't want sickness or anything bad. I want
the
them
Jell-O prank is just fine.
I want them to move once a year, every year for the rest of their life.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, that fucking blows.
I actually love
So
that.
true.
I love that.
Oh, man.
That's all.
It gets to the point where you don't even unpack.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't.
living out of
Really
boxes.
don't. Oh, no, you're always in boxes.
Wow.
And all your friends are coming over being like, are you okay? I'm on the run. I got to go in another 8 months.
Yep. Can
Wow.
anyone help me with this loan?
Fucking nightmare.
I'll get beers and pizza.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, fuck you, man. You suck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, helping the friend move.
Yeah.
Come on.
And they got nobody.
Well, there's a man in Kentucky who had a revenge plot against a restaurant. He's a masked bandit, or he released some masked bandits, that is. He's a man known as Cowboy Cody, and judging by his mugshot, it looks like this cowboy is up all night doing methamphetamine.
Oh my God.
It definitely does.
He's got the meth scratches and the meth beard and the meth smile.
Oh, my
And the
God.
meth lack of teeth and the eyes that say, I need help, but why bother getting it? Because this is also kind of fun.
I think he was generated and walked out of a PlayStation 5 from Red Dead Redemption.
He really is a character from Saint Denis. So he let a loose raccoon into a bar as revenge for being turned away from the establishment on Friday evening. So he showed up and they're like, you better get out of here. Get. Yeah. And he said, I'll be back. And then he released a raccoon.
That's actually not bad.
It's not.
I like to think that he just whistled and was like, and then the raccoon was on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently, this is interesting. According to a restaurant bartender, Mary Hafner, old Mare,
old
she
Mare.
says apparently he had trapped a raccoon earlier in the day on his farm, and he had been carrying it around with him.
Carrying it around.
So he was having fun with his little buddy.
He was like, man, you're gonna help me take over this town, man.
Yep. And it reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket.
Yeah, totally.
Because he's so, and raccoons are. I'm team raccoon because I like their fingers. Jerry doesn't like them.
Yeah.
Oh, I love their little
Yeah, we
hands.
already know that. I also have another New York PTSD thing
Yes,
of when
PTSD.
one tried to break into my home.
Yeah.
I saw a raccoon the other day when I was going to my house from my car to my door, and we just both looked at each other, and I was like, all right. I got this. I'm just gonna move through this way. I'm not gonna bother you. You're not gonna bother me. Everything's gonna be okay. I didn't freak out. I was very proud of myself.
And then the raccoon just unfurled a sign that said defund ICE. You're like, what's going on? Oh, interesting.
What the hell?
I'm just here to protest. Look at my little, oh my God, little hands, little rocks. It would be cute. No. City is burning, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an
it is really
evacuation
sad.
notice.
Yeah. Yeah, there.
What's the name of the Bethany fire?
Bethany Fire.
Bethany?
Let's go.
She's lit.
Let's go. Literally on fire. And then there's a curfew downtown that Mayor Karen Bass has put in place. So don't be out after 8.
It's insane. Protect yourselves.
Yeah, seriously. Fucking mayhem all around. So, according to this bartender, she says, I'm a bartender, so you know I've seen some crazy stuff in my time.
I believe it, girl.
But nothing like this. The name of the fella, his actual name is Jonathan Mason. But again, he is dubbed the Cowboy Cody, which...
But it's not even in his name.
I don't know. I don't know. He's called Cowboy Cody by the locals. He lives alone on a farm nearby, and he has caused trouble in the past at local bars. So Hafner, she is the bartender. She has worked at the Big Apple. That's the name of the bar, the Big Apple.
Oh, I thought she was like, well, I worked in New York City once.
Yep. Nope. Yep and nope. She says Mason was already drinking when she encountered him on Friday night, and the bar had previously banned him over a drunken mule incident.
Oh.
Meaning
Mule.
he could have had the drink, the mule, the vodka mule. and
No,
then
he's
just
gone
kind
full
of
Dr. Doolittle.
I think he's just bringing random animals he catches on his farm over here, getting them drunk, releasing them in the goddamn bar, the Big Apple.
It's kind of fun.
So Mason always liked Hafner, apparently. That was the bartender that he liked. And she thought she could convince him to leave without causing a big-ass scene.
Yep.
But we know how this works.
We do know, in fact, how this works.
You-
It usually just gets worse.
It gets worse, and this is where you realize, oh, that's right, I'm a bartender, they're a patron, we're not friends.
Yeah.
Right. And it's also the moment where like they're really drunk and you realize like, oh, logic is a useless thing I'm trying to use on this drunk brain right now.
Exactly. And then really the only way to counteract that is to get as drunk as him and then somehow figure out what the fuck is going on in his brain and then work drunk magic and get him out of there.
But since you usually don't have time to do that,
You don't have time to do it.
You just skip to the
Right.
kicking him out part.
Exactly.
You know what? Forget this whole argument. Just get out.
So he shows up with this raccoon. Hafner says, or this is when she kicked him out. Hafner says, I came around the bar and I asked him to nicely leave. He said to me, oh, I see how it is. That's what he said.
Okay. Oh,
And this
that's how you going to me, girl? That's how for real, you going to me like that?
Yeah, like, get out. He's like, I can see where I'm not wanted. But he
Yeah.
can't. We literally told you to get out.
He cannot. Cowboy Cody said, oh, I see how it is. They sent a pretty face out here to distract me.
Oh.
Distract
so he's
him?
spinning it as like a
Yep.
compliment.
And that's
it's a decoy for like their grand plan of what?
Well, that's the pretty face there. And for the Big Apple.
She a cutie.
She's a cutie pie. And then initially, Mason was like, all right, I'm going to go. Right?
Yeah.
He said at first and then the bartender says at first I was like, whew, I diffused a big issue at Big Apple. Moments later, armed with the raccoon, they say he waddled up to the crowded restaurant. And then she said of the raccoon, it was more scared than anything. It was pretty upsetting for him. And then Hafner told her fellow employees to let her handle the raccoon, but another employee didn't listen and tried to catch the raccoon,
Yikes.
and then the raccoon bit him.
I would never try
And then-
to catch the raccoon.
Well, then he had to get rabies shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He was probably like, don't worry. He brushed his teeth. That's why he's foaming at the mouth.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then Hafner, who is the hero of this story, Mary Hafner, I love you. She grabbed a towel, cornered the raccoon, swaddled it, cradled it, and she said, I ain't no city slicker. I'm a Kentucky girl. I had no problem catching him.
Hell yeah, let's go. I love that. I need a woman like that in my life to catch all the raccoons that are trying to come at me.
Yep.
And it was daytime, too, it looks like. The sun was out. So when the raccoons are out during the day, that means they're rabid.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Oh,
It
I
was-
forgot
it
that.
was
They're nocturnal
extra.
animals.
Yeah.
How do we know it was daytime?
The article here shows everybody there's like a standoff.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It looks like it's during the day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks like it's
in
like
the
1 p.m.
sun. It really does.
It is possible that's a different incident because this is not Cowboy Cody's first run-in involving cops, alcohol, and an animal. So he was twice arrested for leading cops on a wild drunken chase through the streets on a mule.
Wow.
And Big Apple employees also had to call the police on him when he allegedly beat the animal with a whip. What a scumbag.
Wow.
Yep, Mason led the police, that's Cowboy Cody, on a drunken chase on the mule December 7th and then did it again on December 9th.
Imagine chasing someone drunk on a mule as a cop, just being like, this is my fucking life. This is why I'm going to be late for dinner today.
Right.
This fucking blows.
It's
Just stop running!
It's a tough life. It's a tough life. All right. Well, just lastly,
What time this town is? It's like a cartoon land.
it really sounds adorable, and I kind of want to be
I
there.
want those problems.
I know. It's really, really fun.
It's not someone comes back with a gun. No,
it's a raccoon.
Someone set a raccoon loose. That's amazing.
And just to be officer, just so you know, I'm drunk. The mule's not. How can I be driving? Well, I'm not driving. It's driving.
Right.
All right. Well, just lastly, this story, I have empathy for the person. We're sticking in the South. This is in Tyler, Texas.
Oh.
A woman was arrested after stealing the wig off a body of a dead woman.
Oh.
But it was at a funeral home.
She ain't gonna use it.
She's not going to use it.
Okay, that sounds a little disrespectful.
Okay, maybe it is. But Tanya Annette Boyd, she's 55. She was booked in the Smith County Jail for theft of property from a human corpse.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so you're really against this woman.
I'm not really against. I'm generally against that like violation in general. I could totally get how that doesn't seem cool all the way, especially to the loved ones that are watching it happen while they're trying to like mourn their loved open casket. I imagine,
Right?
It's got to be like a pretty like surreal graphic scene to watch. Like, did that lady really just take my aunt's wig off run?
That is true. The funeral director, she says, Boyd came in, that's the person that stole the wig, in the preparation room, removed the wig from the head of the deceased woman. The director then said Boyd told her to leave earlier that day, and then another employee saw Boyd with the wig later that day, so she just popped it right on her head.
But what? Oh my God!
So
she just put it right on her head.
And started wearing it immediately.
She's like, pre-embalmed and everything.
Yeah. And then the next day, the director noticed the deceased woman was missing the wig.
Oh, he didn't notice that the first time.
Yes. And then all the employees were like, Boyd took it. So they snitched her out. And then the officer, they found Boyd. And then indeed, it does turn out that she was booked for several criminal acts, including theft. And she is being held on $75,000 bail. Oof. She was also booked in a prior public intoxication charge. I don't know. I mean, what are you going to... So...
I guess 75 grand is a lot. Do we have any backstory? Did she know the person? Was it like a revenge thing, or being like, that's what you get for messing with my gold? And it's like, or it's like, I'll still never forgive you for what you did when we were 27, and it just like rips the wig off.
No, I think she just took it off a corpse. But
she was just like drunk and running around a funeral home with absolutely no attachment to anyone that was dead in there, and they just let a random person in and was like, that's normal. No one seems to know her. She also doesn't seem that sad to be here, but it's just getting really close to that body. I guess they were close. Nope, she's not that close.
Yeah.
Just left.
I feel like we need a GoFundMe to get this bitch a wig.
No, we don't.
If she's that desperate for a wig.
I feel like there's more to the story here.
And that's
like
really
she has impulse control problems.
That's
really it was a crime of opportunity. She walked in, strolled in, was like, "Oh, a wig."
You
mean like when like teenage girls steal like chapstick and lip balms from Sephora because they can?
Yep, exactly. Huh. All right. Well, let's go to the chat. I'm trying to find this Instagram. I shared it with Jerii on Instagram, and I said this is the most amazing Instagram of all time.
Yeah.
Because I want everyone to be able to see what this guy does, but I can't find it.
Well, you actually sent it on the group chat.
Oh, did I?
Yes, you did.
Okay,
I responded to it, but Kyle ignored it.
I haven't seen it yet.
He ignored it.
Was it today?
No, it wasn't today. It's been a long time, and it's called Dr. Plants, but there's 3 S's at the end.
Dr. Plants, check him out. Also, listen to this song.
Oh, that's cute.
That is amazing.
Oh, it's not over yet.
I'm still listening.
Me chomping. HOTTG. And of course, that's a parody of Chapel Roan's hot dog, or Chapel
Hot to
Roan's
Go.
hot to go
Hot to
song. But a child made it about hot dogs. So that's what we do with our Instagram. Okay, any comments?
Chris was talking about in regards to local bar celebrities. They had a local they called Bourbon Face
Why?
because he drank bourbon.
Oh, nice.
And he caused problems at their local bar.
I love that.
Yeah. Critical Clips was saying, did we see that thing? There's apparently spiders learn your schedule when they live in your house.
I saw that.
That's terrifying.
Really?
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of spiders in my house because
do
they are
too.
natural predators.
So maybe there were spiders on those ladies. They got a schedule in New York. They're
On their
catching trains.
Two
Kyle, this
chicks'
is
asses.
unbecoming. This is unbecoming of you right now, Kyle.
Yes.
Indictment on their hygiene if there's
Jeez.
just spiders all over the women of Queens.
I like okay, there are no spiders in Queens, dude. That's why I like spiders. There's roaches in fucking New York
Yeah.
City, and they freak me out, and they're
Ugh.
gross. But over here, there's just spiders everywhere, and they're in
do
the
like
corners,
spiders.
and I'm like, all right, you guys, you better pay your rent. You better eat those flies. All right, there you go. And they do, and it's nice.
I love a good spider.
Me too.
I wish they would kill these little fucking mosquitoes a little faster, but it's
Seriously.
okay.
There's skeeters.
Anything else?
Yeah, and Jeff at the beginning, we're talking about the medium table. He said maybe it's a little table for psychics because of medium.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We are off tomorrow, but we got more episodes coming for you this week. Go to the Patreon. Keep on supporting. Rate and review. Just do all those things. Even if you disagree, whatever the engagement is what we need.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much. And yes, hail yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.